mind in me. Because he's worried, no, if he misses out, if his internet goes. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So if any questions on three brains, please ask now. Otherwise, we'll get into...
No, I'm not taking any questions right now.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so we'll move on with time management, handling multiple priorities. So when we have multiple priorities, what do we do by default? And what else can we do is what we are going to look at. So this program will help you to understand myths about time management. What is the typical myth we carry? And identify your personal attitudes towards time management. Some people always think that time is not available. Discuss key steps in planning and prioritizing. So unless we plan, it will be very difficult to prioritize as well. Recognize the internal and external time wasters.
Yeah, this is very important part of it.
Right. Once we recognize, then there is a possibility of managing it better and get better time management. Utilize time management tools such as to-do lists and time diaries. So we have many beliefs about time. So let's look at what are the myths. And time is money. It is valuable resource. Obviously, all of us understand. But when it comes to practice, whether we are able to use it, there is never enough time to do a job right, but always time to do it over. So that's the irony. We should not rush through our work at the risk of error. So it's better done properly once rather than doing it half-heartedly and then doing it again and again.
You know, high energy, low focus people will end up doing like this.
Yes.
They're in such a hurry, they're in such a frenzy and so much energy, they will just rush into things and then they'll have to repeat it. And anybody working in any company, especially IT companies, they'll tell you cost of redoing is very high.
Yes. So it's better to spend some time in planning and then doing it right properly rather than just doing it half-heartedly and then doing it again and again. If you want time, you must make time. So we need to allocate time according to our priorities. So the priorities, whether we give priorities to the urgent work or important work or both, how do we do it is very important. Your job will fill all the time allocated for it. So that's again another major challenge. Poor planning and procrastination are time wasters, and optimal time is what to be allocated. If you allocate more time, you will keep occupying more time. If you allocate less time, you will not be able to do it. So optimal time is important.
Also, one thing you must realize, you know, there are certain people you might have noticed that they are able to do much more in the same amount of time. Okay, now time is not going to stretch to meet your requirements, but you can certainly have the energy to do much more and much better in the same amount of time if your energy is much more focused. So now, can you see there are certain tools I'm already teaching you to remain focused, to remain in the present moment, so you'll be more energized. And when you follow proper time management principles, you will see that you are not wasting your energy also. Both the normal energy and the other, you know, the quantum energy that we are.
Also the power of generation, not perturbed by the emotions coming up.
Obviously, that's a time waster. So we'll discuss that later. Okay.
Right. Okay. Have the time. Sorry, last point I missed, sir. Have the time of your life. Good time management will allow you to fulfill your personal and professional goals. So if you properly manage your time, you can basically enjoy your life, personal and professional.
You know, this is what Alan Lakean used to say, that you are working so that you can get the best out of your life, isn't it? And most people, they don't have time to take care of their personal interests. So this guy says you better manage your time so that you can take care of your personal interests, like your health, like your recreation, spending time with family. Okay. So if you don't manage your time well, you'll never get time to do the things which are very important to you in your life. Okay. Very, very important thing to keep in mind.
So these are some of the myths about time management. With better time management, you can find new time during the day. Everyone is limited to only 24 hours each day. but the relativity theory is applied here. So for some people, the time is always available. For some people, it is not available. So depending upon your focus and energy, you can make time out, and of course, planning and prioritizing. Effective time management is the same for everyone. Time management is unique for each person because each person has different priorities. So what is written in black is the myth, and what is written in blue is the reality. So I hope you are getting that. So effective time management is not same for everyone. The time management is unique for each person because each person has different priorities and different goals and different energies and focus. Activity is good in itself is the myth. Being busy is not same as being effective. If time is spent on low priorities, then it is not really effective. So
See,
just
though this
because we are
is
busy doesn't mean that we are utilizing the time appropriately.
so this is what I say, that people, they are busy managing tasks. Okay, they are not managing accomplishment. What is important to look at is that end of the day, what did I accomplish rather than how many tasks did I do? So a lot of people think that I've done many tasks, so I've done a hell of a lot of work. Actually, that's not so. Yeah, I think there is a question from Upar Niche.
So is in the first statement, the blue and black statements reversed, sir? That's what I think.
With
You-
better time management, you can find new time during the day. That's right. Yeah. Thank you for pointing it out.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
So everyone is limited only by 24 hours, which is not true. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people can produce, say, much more in the same 24 hours because they are managing their energy and time very well.
Right. Time management is a complex subject, is the myth, but the reality is that the basic process has only 5 major steps. If you understand that and follow it appropriately, we can manage it better. Once you learn the basics, the myth is once you learn the basics of time management, you automatically make better use of time. That is a myth. That's not true. You have to actually use time management techniques consistently and consciously.
And make it a habit.
Make it as a habit. So the myth is that good time managers are born but not made. That is not true. Some people seem to be more naturally organized, but everyone can learn to manage her or his time.
So only one thing is required. What do you think that is?
The willingness to learn.
Commitment, willingness.
Commitment. Yeah, commitment is the key word. Commitment to your life. See, the people who are very happy to give all reasons and becauses, why would they learn time management? They can always say, oh, I didn't do it because I didn't have the time. I didn't come home because office work was too much. My office people are too bad. Life work balance is not happening. What should I do? So if you want to live in the world of complaining and blaming yourself or others, why would you want to learn this? If you're committed to it, I have done so many work-life balance workshops. Okay. And my bad habit of asking questions. I said, you are going on cribbing about your time. How many that I don't have time? How many of you have taken the trouble to change your work habits and to do work in a better manner so that you have more time? Less than 5% people do that, They just don't do it. They're happy to sit and complain about things.
So moving on, set your own priorities. That's the first step. So we talked about 5-step process. We are going with the first step. The first step is setting own priorities in personal and professional aspects of your life. Second step is determine your goals for each priority. So like Sir said, once you know what is your goal and the accomplishment to be done, then it's easy to manage. The third step is plan the steps for goal attainment. Basically get into the detailed task allocation for achieving a particular goal so that it is easily done at a particular time.
Okay, now good news for all of you is this presentation will be available to all of you. Okay, so I'll put it on the group. You can refer to it whenever you want.
Right. Allocate time appropriately for each step. So first one is define your priorities for personal and professional aspects, and then determine goals for each priority, and then break it down, each goal. How do you achieve the goal? Break it down into smaller steps, and then allocate time for each of those smaller steps. That is the fourth step. Then comes the fifth step, use time management tools and techniques to follow it up and track it and make sure that there is a course correction if there are any issues. So these are the 5 steps. Going into a little bit more detail on the first step, step 1, setting priorities. Are you unsure what is important to you? So this is the question right now. Please think about it. Think about what you would do if you only had one more year to live. What would you do? Because today we all think that we live forever and hence we don't prioritize. So if you think you are going to live only one more year, what will be the topmost thing you would be doing for this 1 year? You can't do everything. So think about what you would like to accomplish within this 1 year. Think about what regrets you might have for not accomplishing something important for you. So would we invite somebody to share it or we'll move on, sir?
Yeah, no, just move on.
Okay.
Today we don't have much time for that.
Right. But
But
please
if anybody, well, let's take 1 or 2 people. If you really think that you are not going to be alive after a year, what would be very important for you? Tough one. The mind gets
Yeah.
frozen.
I
Yeah,
would,
go ahead.
I would, uh,
yes, Kasha.
I would think settling off all my debts, and that would be my first priority, because uh, that's what I would think.
Why
Yeah,
is that
so
a priority?
like
Why is that a priority, Kasha, more than anything else?
Because if I just have 1 year, see, as far as me is concerned, I've lived my life quite well, and at least 50% I would give it to clearing off this, and the 50% on the community service. What there have been few things which I want to initiate and do. I would focus on that. This too would be my priority.
Okay, thank you.
yeah, so I'm very on a more humorous note. Somebody might say, okay, I'm going to die in a year anyway. So to hell with the debtors, they can take the money from whoever they want. I'm going to have a ball of a time and do whatever I feel like.
Exactly.
But you
Exactly.
see, here is a person of integrity, right? He doesn't want to go with some karmic debt into another life. So priorities. Okay. So you can't do everything. Think about what you would like to accomplish. Think about what regrets you might have for not accomplishing. See, for example, if Kasa, you did not pay off your debts. There was a time I was in the same boat, not to the extent you are, but within 2 years, I paid it all off. Because I would not be addressed. So this is the important thing when you're setting your priorities. Yeah, look at what regrets you might have if you did not accomplish it. Like, for example, if I did not make my will in the next 2 months, and suppose something happened to me, I would really regret it. No? Okay, I never made my will.
Right. Anybody else want to share? Otherwise, we'll move on. Yeah, we'll move on. So the second step is set goals for each priority. So like just now we discussed, what are your priorities in life? And then set goals for those priorities. Like Kasha said, settling the debt is one of the topmost priorities. Then what are the goals in settling those debts? So there will be multiple goals. Then you can do everything. You can't do everything, of course. So think about what you would like to accomplish. Think about what regrets you might have for not accomplishing something. So even within the debts, whether all 100% you can do it or not, what is topmost priority within that is what we need to do in setting these goals for each priority. So can you think about your own top priorities in life if you're going to live only next 1 year? And within that, what are the goals? So would anybody like to say one top priority and within that one goal to achieve? While you are thinking, personal priority, for example, spend more time with family. So that can be one goal. So that can be your priority. And then the goals can be spend additional half an hour with family at dinner. Another goal can be spend one afternoon each 3 months with parents, because those are all very neglected things, but very, very important. So this is one example. So you may have
This,
many such things.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important thing. Yeah, setting priorities and setting your goals. If people, and also I'll tell you, you got to set goals which you really feel very strongly about. That is what your priorities are telling you. People make a mistake over there. Yeah, Sandeep, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So it's a little dark here. I may not be visible in camera.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. So, sir, for me, like I had a long break actually. So my priority will be, like in my school, I used to have a timetable, and I will really like to divide my time into my professional, family, and for whatever the backlog I had, I would like to fill up that with setting up the urgent, important tasks and making sure that every task is achievable.
That is the next step you're talking. The first step is the topmost priorities that you have. Then, of course, you're going to step number 2 also, I can see.
Okay. The topmost priority is building up the professional connects, so reconnecting with all my past professional contacts. That will be my most and topmost priority.
Okay, good, great, thank you.
So that is personal. So you went into professional priority, Sandeep. Think about personal priority also. In professional priority, achieving promotion can be one such priority. In that, the goals are learn to use MS Project Management software, take one course each semester towards certificate in construction management. So this is
just examples.
Yeah, this is an example of achieving a promotion.
Okay.
Yeah, the step 3 is plan for the goal attainment. So we defined the priority at the first step. Second step, we defined goals for each priority. In the third step, we are planning for the goal attainment. So planning is bringing the future into the present, so you can do something about it now. So Alan, like a time management guru. So basically, whatever goal you want to achieve, you see that it is done as of now. So that you will realize what needs to be done to achieve.
Yeah, if you do all the right actions starting now, you will eventually reach your goal. Okay, like Lord Krishna said, don't worry about the future, focus on action. That's what it means. If you want to have a result, make a goal, make the action steps. Action step will be the right actions to take in order to achieve the goal. And then you focus that. See, when you have clear actions, that is called bringing the future into the present. I know that what I'm doing now is going to ensure that my future is going to happen. So I don't have to be worried about it, because I know I'm doing all the actions. Right now I'm doing actions so that the future is realized. That is what it means.
So there are obstacles to planning work. Unfortunately, we often encounter a number of obstacles in the planning our work. So others' plans and priorities also need to be looked at, because
so now look, if whatever you are planning to do now, You just think in your life. What happens? Other people's plans and priorities come and interfere, no? The wife will say, no, today you have to go for parent-teacher meeting. Or your boss may suddenly dump something on you. You got your own priorities. Suddenly the boss remembers something. He sends you a mail saying, I want this data in this format. And you are thinking, I'm sending you the monthly report. Why are you not asking your secretary to compile it? You're thinking, but you can't say no to him. So his priority and plans, they have come and interfered in your job, right?
Right. Yeah. So if you want to handle that smoothly, you need to manage the relationship, manage the communication well, so that you know how to align with others' plans and priorities, which doesn't clash with your plan.
One more thing you have to do is that when you're planning your day, you might have to keep some time apart for these unexpected things which are going to be dumped upon you. You know that it's going to happen. So maybe you put 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. Okay, look, these unexpected things are definitely going to come. Okay.
Right. So lack of solid planning skills. So this is another big obstacle. So what do you do if you don't have planning skills? Take help from others, and of course, learn how to do the planning as well. But parallelly, take help from others who can who have such skills. Time required for good planning. So allocate time for planning. So don't assume that it will just get done. You don't jump into the action of a specific task without planning.
It is an obstacle for some people, this one, because they don't have the time to plan.
Yeah.
They say, sir, how do I plan? I don't have time to breathe also. I don't have time to eat also. How can I plan?
Right.
So
and
that's one of the big excuses.
Correct. And you will continue to be like that if you don't allocate time for planning. So pressure of other work. So always there seems to be some or other work getting piled up and they become urgent, and then you are not able to do the planning. So again, this is where you have to prioritize and allocate time for planning and manage your emotions, your thoughts. Otherwise, your thought will push you into getting into only the urgent work. It will not allow you to plan for your basically to do the planning. Absence of examples if the project is new. So for example, if some priority, some goal is completely new for you and you don't have any examples, that can become an obstacle. Then you have to have a lot of thinking, a lot of creativity in that process.
You may have to ask people. Because there is no template for you to follow, no?
Right.
Simple thing, I'll tell you, people, lack of solid planning skills. So simple. If you are able to take any task and break it down into the smallest actionable point, which I'll tell you, programmers are very good at it. When they make the flow chart, that is the skill you have to use. If this, then do that, right? Step number 1, step number 2. It's so simple. But people get complicated. Oh, but I don't have planning skills. You need just common sense for it. Get it? All right.
Yeah. Actually, sometimes more than planning skills, the clarity on the priority and goals is missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So time wasters such as procrastination is another obstacle. So you need to see how to avoid the procrastination. So what is the okay, we'll talk about procrastination at some point.
Not to talk. I can tell you procrastination can happen due to many reasons.
Yeah.
One is, you've written down in your action point that phone up so-and-so, right? But you don't know where you kept his telephone number. That will always get procrastinated. Or a lot of people, that if some action requires some thinking, now you have not broken that action into its subcomponents. Okay. So you're thinking what should I do first? That also causes procrastination. We can talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sometimes skills. Yeah, there are many aspects. So interruptions, that is another important obstacle. So unless you manage the interruptions or plan for that, it is going to really put you down. Try to anticipate obstacles so you can work around them before they become problems. So
yeah, here is one point here. Let's ask these people, what are the common interruptions that they face in their life? That
Yeah.
should be interesting. You'll see how much commonality is there.
Yes, please
What
share
are the
your-
interruptions?
So when you are doing some work, when you are planning,
Whatever
what are
they
the
are doing.
interrupts you get?
So being pulled into some other job.
And unexpected visitors.
Yes,
Phone calls.
yes.
And these days, when you're working in the internet, some ad will come in Amazon or Flipkart or some other. You'll go and browse it for 5-10 minutes. Some deal of the day. Oh, it is going to get over today. These are the
And
common things.
WhatsApp notifications.
WhatsApp notification. Yeah.
Yeah, all the ads and the social media pulling attention away.
That ting, ting, ting keeps coming, no? What else?
All of a sudden, the thought will come to make a call, some important call to make. Then that call will go for hours.
Yeah,
But
so
if
when,
a medical condition arises with somebody in the family or at work that takes you away from your work for a couple of hours.
right,
That is why the last point is very important.
you have to find some workaround to manage all the obstacles or interruptions
Yeah.
which come.
So try to anticipate obstacles.
Yeah,
It's called preemptive planning. Before the problem happens, you are already got a plan to handle it.
so when the person next to us, we don't speak, but when the phone call comes, we jump and take it.
Yeah,
So-
there's like some button is there, like Pavlov's dogs, we are conditioned by the telephone bell. Some people cannot resist picking up the phone. I think at the 30% of the time, there are these pesky telecallers, Sir, you
Yeah.
want to have a business loan? Anyways,
Right. So poor planning consequences. So if you don't plan properly, then what are the consequences? Despite obstacles, we should make planning a priority to avoid the following consequences. Decrease productivity. If your planning is not good, your productivity will not be good. Dissatisfaction among co-workers and family, or anybody who depends on the plan. So if the planning is not done properly, so there will be dissatisfaction from various people who are related to you or associated with you. There will be a lot of misunderstandings and confusions on really executing the actual task if the plan is not proper. And there will be a lot of pressure from others because there will be lack of clarity, lack of communication, and conflicting tasks. So there will be a lot of pressure among the people and to you as well. Poor work quality and accidents and errors. If the planning was not good, obviously there will be quality will affect. There can be accidents. There will be errors. So, for example, we all have seen the railway track has been laid by two different teams from opposite directions. So both the tracks do not meet. Only one meets, the other one is in the other sides, right? So it's a disaster. So if the plan is not good, that can happen. And there is a lot of wasted time and resources and stress among all the people, So there is time wasting, resource wasted, effort is wasted, and there will be conflicts and stress for all the people involved. So we can avoid so much of wastage, so much of dissatisfaction, so much of problems if we focus on the planning a little bit more and do it appropriately.
see, one thing I'll tell you, one thing I'll also tell you, the biggest problem with people who don't manage time properly, there is a belief, they actually believe that you can't do everything. So there is a tendency to give up one thing in order to do another. Just imagine, when are you going to give up something in order to do another? In a situation of urgency. Okay? Or suddenly you're doing some work and your boss has given you some more important work according to him. So you'll say, all right, now I have to do that, so I will not be able to do this. However, if you had done some preemptive planning that in such a situation, what do I do? Then you'll say, I will do both. There are sometimes situations where there are priorities clashing with one another and we kind of give up one to do the other, and then it kind of builds up, because every day you'll be adding more and more. Today you have left one thing in order to do something else. So that is pending. Tomorrow again, you'll give up something else to do something else. Another one is gone into your pending list, and this pending list becomes bigger and bigger. Have you noticed it, some of you? How the pending list becomes over and over again? Now, one more thing, it's not only in the official space, even at home. I've seen that the day you write down what you're supposed to do and you plan it, you feel free mentally. You suddenly feel, I have so much time with me. And if you didn't do that little bit of planning and all, you'll always feel, oh, I have to do so much. I don't have time, I remember my conversations with Niti during the early parts of the lockdown. You know what I'm talking about, right? That was the situation then. But nothing much has changed. Have you noticed? Situation is the same. Everything is the same. But you are not the same. So you're getting much more done. You are not even getting hassle. That is the beauty of now. And you will see that you've been doing these things, what we are talking about. Whether you did it deliberately or otherwise, you realize that what's important to you. You also realize well-being is important to me. Doing everything also is important to me. Therefore, you found a way to do it. So at the end of the day, commitment is the master, I'm telling you. You find your ways, whether you come and attend time management workshop or not. Okay? This is only a supplementary thing for your commitment. But I promise you, if you have the commitment, you will always find the way. For that, you please remember, you don't have to give up one thing in order to do another.
Yeah. So one of the ways is to ask for help. It is not sufficient for you to do the planning properly. You can also validate and review with somebody else who's really expert in that, or even otherwise.
See, outsider can see things which you may not see, na?
Exactly.
That is also a useful thing. Anyways.
So planning is the starting point. For all major tasks, you should consider, why is the job necessary? This is very, very important. We should not blindly go and schedule some goal or some task and plan it out and later on find that it is not required at all. So what's its purpose? Is it really necessary to do? So we have to validate that. What goals do we want to achieve? Have clarity on the goals, what and why. When is the best time of the day or schedule to do it? This is very, very important, because our own biorhythm and our own habits and our own way of doing the things in a day is different. So identify when you are really most productive and most effective, and do your top priority items at that time. For example, doing the planning itself, you should identify what is the right time for doing it, and also the top priority tasks and goals. What is the best location to do it? This is very important. There are some places where you sit, you feel like, very, very lack of energy or interruptions and all those things, but you may find your location where your productivity really goes up. So that's very important to identify what location is more conducive. Who would produce best results? Is training needed? So basically, when you are working with the team, you have to identify who's the right person who can really do this and produce best results. And also make sure that identify the training needs for yourself and for others, and then make sure that that training is done. How should it be done? So is it traditional way or innovative way? So because certain things like the previous thing, what we saw, we may not have examples, but then in that case, it has to be innovative approach. In some other cases, it can be in a traditional approach. There is a template already available. You can use that. So these things are to be validated repeatedly. We cannot just assume that everything is okay and move on. So every time question, are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the, why are we doing whatever we are doing? So we have to allocate time to do the planning, and also plan to allocate time for various tasks.
That is step 4. We are covering the 5 steps one by one.
Right.
So
The
this
step
step
four
four.
is, yeah, step 4 is going into individual tasks to achieve the goals and how do we identify and how do we allocate time for that, and also resources and people. Visualize the end result, which is your goal, and your goal is related to your priority, of course, and estimate the time required for the goal or the task involved in that goal.
Yeah, because see, each task requires a certain amount of time to be done, right? So depending on which task, you will decide how much time to assign to that task. That is why you are estimating the time required.
Right. So break the whole into pieces so that we can do and allocate certain things. See, you don't need to do everything. Some of the tasks you can allocate to somebody else so that the things get faster. So hence there is a need to break it down. So develop a schedule with dependencies. So all the tasks in sequence or what is related to which, the other task, what is the prerequisites, which one should be completed before doing the next task. So we have to identify all those things, linkage among the task and the allocation of resources and people to do that particular task. Check your progress against your time estimate. So basically whatever the time you estimated versus actually how much time it has taken to do it. And then review that and see whether you need to make any changes in the overall thing. Refine the schedule if needed, depending upon, that is a periodic review is required. Periodic refinement, adjustment of the schedule is required. Anticipate and allow for possible problems, particularly when there is a dependency, when there are, when you depend on other people's input or the time and activities. So this is basically getting into the detailed task. Then the step 5, time management tools and techniques, very, very important. So that reduces a lot of problems and it improves the productivity. So identify the right management tools, time management tools and techniques. Use to-do list for planning. So that helps. Create a time diary to track where your time actually goes. So basically in a day, you can have the time boxing, and within that time box, what are the activities you would like to achieve?
No. This is not that.
This is not
Time diary is when you are keeping track of what you're doing with your time.
Okay.
You know,
So it is
I
more
also,
like journaling.
yeah, I call it like time audit.
Okay, time audit.
So you can see, yesterday, what did I do with my time? So
Right.
suddenly you'll realize, oh, this much time I spent wasting and doing nothing, So next day you will automatically correct it. The moment you realize how badly you have used your time. So on the one side, you are actually doing something and recording it as per the to-do list. See, the to-do list will be broken into half-an-hour intervals. Your calendar, the day calendar, and then you put the task, okay, do this in this much time, do this. The good time management practices, you have actually allocated the time which you will do a particular task, right?
Yeah.
You might, anyway, we'll go into the details as we go.
Yeah,
along.
the first one is that one, use to-do list with the time allocated. Then also do the time auditing so that you can do the correction. Become aware of your external and internal time wasters and avoid them. The awareness is very, very important. Otherwise, you will just move on. Pulverize paperwork. Sir, what is this? I didn't get.
Cut out unnecessary paperwork. Get into action.
Okay.
You get buried under paper, no?
Okay. Analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Right. The to-do list, a powerful tool. Use it as a master planning tool. So basically, what are the various things you want to do? Put it in a calendar kind of thing. There are a lot of tools nowadays available, so it's very easy. Use annual, monthly, and weekly versions as well. Not only.
Yeah. Now, one very important thing, again, I will say, I had said it earlier also. When you're doing your to-do or you're planning accomplishments. Okay. Because for achieving any goal, there are steps which you have to accomplish. Okay. So, you may say, okay, I have to get my house registry done. Okay. So there are action steps in that. Okay. But what is the accomplishment? That my house registry should be done by the end of 2 days. And there are so many actions in it. Right? So did you accomplish that result that you wanted or not? That's important. So if you are not keeping, see, the moment you start thinking like that, you will start working on annual, monthly, and weekly. So if you're doing a senior management job, you know that there are certain annual reviews that are going to happen. So you have to keep that in mind. There are some monthly things that you have to do. There are certain things every week you have to do. And there are certain things every day you have to do. For example, very good people who use the time well, they fix up, they don't sit on the computer all the time looking at emails. Okay. They have said twice a day or 3 times a day, they have fixed a time. Look at your emails. At other times, they just don't look at those emails. That is fixed. They have a time fixed for phone calls also. And they have told their secretary, if no outside calls, I'll entertain in this time. Right? I'll entertain outside calls only at XYZ time. Because you'll find that they are doing preemptive planning to prepare for the so-called interrupters. Can you imagine you're doing work and calls are going on coming inappropriately and you're trying to concentrate on some important work? You will completely go out of track. Na? So this is something you want to keep in mind because it's important that we are accomplishing something at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, instead of reviewing how many tasks did I do, that also you can do. But what did I accomplish today is another important thing that good time managers would do.
Yeah, how closer we are, completing the goal. Statistics prove you will be more productive. It's a visual tool, visual schedule. It acts as reminder. It gives direction. You get satisfaction when times are crossed off. So that's the advantage of using this to-do list in the calendar. So annual to-do list, your annual list should include major recurring events and projects. For example, annual awards luncheon, annual day, for example.
Yeah, your children's annual day or whatever.
Yeah, annual day, or your tax filing, or your insurance premium payment, or whatever, whether it is small or big. Major new projects like major and minor subtasks, new safety website, for example. So it can be new projects. So annually, every year you may get into some new projects, and minor new projects. So example is new safety committee, new safety newsletter, or something you may choose to do. So it is important to decide at the beginning of the year itself and plan for all these things. And similarly, monthly. Your monthly list may include regular reporting deadlines, monthly budget report, for example, or sales report, publication due dates, for example, quarterly tabloid printing or newsletters, important standing meetings, monthly safety meeting or monthly review meetings, project task deadlines, homepage website done by this particular time, 30th of April. Long-term follow-up tricklers like check PDP calendar for web writing classes. So these are some of the examples, and you will have your own monthly calendar. And I think we can easily identify many of the recurring ones and also the new projects, major and minor projects as well. And of course, our goals, how much goal we are accomplishing and what is the deadline for achieving our goals, and review that as well. So similarly, weekly to-do list and daily to-do list. Your daily list should include meetings. You should organize the meetings on a specific time, like 9:30 a.m. staff meeting, or the external calls at a particular time. Appointments, 5:30 dentist appointment for yourself, or appointments in the professional area. Follow-up phone and email, return calls from somebody. Short-term follow-up tricklers like check with Michael about paper delivery or whatever else the short-term follow-up calls, and also the task, whatever you plan for the day, whether all of them are done or not. So,
Yeah, these are the major heads, you can have for every day.
right. You can, of course, add some more heads. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest of the, also, okay, we'll come to that when you're making your list. I'll
Right.
talk about that later.
Right. So get things done. Allow for emergencies. Don't overbook. Very, very important. Otherwise, nothing gets done. So whatever you want to achieve, make sure that sufficient emergencies are planned. Allow for emergencies. Schedule the most challenging task for when you are most alert. That's very important. Keep your goals in mind. Evaluate your priorities continuously during the day. Always work on the most important task first, even if it is very difficult, particularly when it is difficult. So the idea is to get the things done, not just being busy. Being busy is not at all the required thing. What is important is whether you are busy or not, get the things done. Whether you do it or get it done from somebody else, make sure that it is done and there is a progress and you are moving towards the goal and you are doing what is required to be done.
So when you are planning, one more thing keep in mind, please. There is a particular, let's say, task or something which has to be done. Now look at it and be very clear. Do you want to do it or not do it? If you don't want to do it, cross it off, right? And if you want to do it, when do you want to do it? Put it on that date in your calendar. Second is delegate it. In which case you write down clearly who to delegate it and when will you delegate it and when will you ask him when he has completed the job. The next one is you are not able to decide when to do it or not do it. So you say decide, to be decided it could be. So when are you going to decide it? So you can write in your calendar, okay, I will decide on the 20th of next month. You don't want to decide about it now, that action, you put it on that particular date. It should not be hanging in your to-do list of the day.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the 4D matrix. You always used to put it through that. You will be a happy man at the end of the day if you do that.
Delete, delegate, decide, do.
Yeah.
That's the 4Ds.
Decide when to do or do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
These points are covered.
Yes, sir. So keep your diary, very important. Still can't figure out where the time goes. Keep your diary for about 2 weeks so that you can identify your pattern of spending time. Include personal time, list time that was needed to do each task. Prioritize what should have been done, compare it with actual work accomplished. Analyze what can be cut out or compressed. Note time wasters. And also allocate time for all the important things, whether even to take a break or making calls or doing planning. So make time out for everything, including the interrupts.
Yeah, including time for doing 50 objects. Okay.
That is to increase your focus.
Absolutely.
So basically, allocate time for increasing your focus and energy.
Yeah, and you getting your attention in control exercise. Believe me, if you do this at work, you allocate 5 minutes or 10 minutes for it, you'll see how your productivity is going to go up and how much more you will be able to do in the same amount of time. That is the challenge, don't forget. It's not, so that's the strength you can have.
Right.
That you have the energy and focus so that you can do more in the same amount of time. Others will be looking at you and thinking, how does he do so much? And you will be like feeling easy, That's a true answer to, if you know how to manage these things, you will have a life of ease, joy, and glory. All right. So let's have a little interrupt here. All of you say along with me, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
And all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
And all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. You try one
Oh.
experiment, my friends. Yeah. You
Yeah.
say this statement 10 times, 3 times a day. You know, when you go to a doctor, he writes down 3 tablets TDS. So you do 10 chant 3 times a day, and you see the magic beginning to happen in your life.
Sir, and another recommendation is if someone can write it, then it gets much more better.
No. There's no need. You say it out loud. The vibrations works. You know, it's
Okay.
like when you say Om, there is a vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that. When you say Gayatri Mantra, there's a vibration, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a easy mantra.
Yeah, simple one. You don't have to memorize too much. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. I'm going to introduce you guys, those who don't know or who forgot. You know, sometimes we get pretty pissed off or we're getting a lot of anxiety. Like, you know, the day my client told me, sir, we are going to finalize a contract and give you 400 hours of work, you know. So the moment he told me that, I should have been feeling very happy, no? But instead of feeling happy, I was thinking, I hope it comes, I hope it comes, I hope it comes. That was not allowing me to sleep. So then I did the crazy statement. So what is the crazy statement? Anybody remember? Rama, do you remember the crazy statement? Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the
Nothing is
opposite of
what it appears to be.
opposite of what it appears to be. So you do this 10, 20 times, you know, your mind will be at rest. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Okay. These are some of our access consciousness tools which I'm giving you, you know, so generously. Okay.
So basically, this human mission is like Sir says, we consist of the body, mind, emotions, and energies.
Energy.
For the body, we all know how to energize body by eating, right? But to energize mind, emotions, and energies, we not necessarily learn that from the childhood. So that's what we are learning here. How do we energize mind, emotion, and energies in addition to the body is what we are learning. So we have to start doing it. See, eating we have been practicing for so many years, so it comes easily. But mind, the energy required for mind and emotion and that is something we have to practice now. The tools
You
we
know,
are
that is why we are learning this time management techniques. Because when you manage time, actually you are managing energy. Understand? You'll have a lot more energy available to you. You'll feel more easy. You'll feel that you are accomplishing much more in. You'll actually say, you know, sometimes in the afternoon you will be thinking, "Arey, everything is done. I have nothing more to do." That kind of a situation will also come. So you'll actually have a life of ease, joy, and glory. All right. Let's
Right.
tell them
So
about the external time waste.
external time wasters. Be aware of ways others or the environment waste your time. So basically, when you are dealing with the people and the environment, how it wastes the time, you have to be aware of it. What are the interruptions, especially emails and social medias, office socializing, too many meetings, unscheduled visitors, poor work environment, unclear goals, trying to get others' cooperation, bureaucratic red tape, both in personal as well as professional. Others you can think of. So there are a lot more external time wasters. First of all, identify and be aware, and then see how to eliminate one by one or how to plan to minimize it.
See, another one you can think of is unclear communication of yours or the other person. See, if you have to say the same thing 5 times to make somebody do something, why is it happening? If people are unnecessarily wasting your time in arguments with you, that's a waste of time, isn't it? Or if you had some upset with someone and you are sitting there brooding and, you know, frustrating yourself for some time and not doing any action, that's also a waste of time. These are all interruptions, by the way, external time wasters.
Yeah, the topmost one is if there is no clarity on your goal.
Oh, yeah.
Or your priority, then all will go for a toss. Right. So internal time wasters, there are a lot of internal time wasters as well. So be aware of the ways in which you waste your own time. So procrastination, lack of planning, lack of priorities, lack of clarity on what you want to do, indecision, slow reading skills, physical or mental exhaustion, not being able to say no, messy work areas, low motivation, low energy, low focus, and many other things you can think of.
Simple thing, messy work areas. Like suppose you have a workshop, and your mechanics are not keeping the tools in the place that it should be kept. Okay, how much time is wasted? Where is that thing? Where is that thing? Similarly, if your papers are not kept filed properly, right? Or your, nowadays on the computer also, I've seen sometimes people are spending so much time looking for a file because they don't have a consistent way of saving their files or the folders being planned properly, right? People also in organizations, people do not know who to go and talk to. There's no very clear display, okay, boss, if you want some X work to be done, you should go to Mr. So-and-so. If you want Y work to be done, you should go to so-and-so. So imagine, if you don't know that who should I talk to? So you're spending 15 minutes thinking about who should I talk to for this. These are the kind of time wasters we have.
Right. So first thing is awareness and then identifying the ways to handle them or eliminate them. So TOSS, paperwork or email. So it is trim, outsource immediately, save and start. So that's the TOSS. So remove yourself from excess email, mail, memo, newsletters, magazine routines, WhatsApp groups, social media, Facebook, everything else. So trim, don't keep expanding all the social media and access papers and emails. Outsource immediately, throw it away, pass it on, put it in a trickler file. So whenever you get anything, whether it is the mail coming from outside or papers or your email, various notifications, immediately take action on that. Either save it in the appropriate place or pass it on to appropriate people or throw it away if it is not relevant. And save the file, save the things, file things you must save immediately in appropriate file, whether it is soft copy or hard copy. Regularly compress and purge paper and electronic files. 80% of what you keep, you will never use again. So think about it and accordingly, take action.
I know, I recently did that, I was forced to do it. I bought this Surface Pro, okay, which has very little memory in it. And I was thinking, I've been saving so many files which I never look at, right? Now I've bought some 1 terabyte of data on, the cloud something, and it got full. And when I checked it, there was all faltu stuff on it, which I didn't need at all. Because I didn't look at it for 5 years. So I removed it.
Yeah. Toss paperwork or email. So basically look at it and then throw it away if it is not relevant. If it is irrelevant, put it in the right place. Start, do it now. Set aside time daily to handle email and paperwork, then junk it, handle it, answer it, file it as you work through the file. Otherwise, if you just keep putting everything together, it will really waste time, space, and more importantly, it will really absorb your energy as well, sap your energy. So walk away with, develop your personal and professional priorities. So this is what is the takeaway of today's session. Develop your personal and professional priorities. Find and use great calendar. Develop plans, annual, monthly, weekly, and of course daily tasks. Note all deadline on your plans. Make a to-do list daily. Prioritize and reprioritize your daily list. Look at how much achievement you are making, not just the to-do list alone. Work on your top priorities first. So these are some of the takeaways.
So we did it in one session. Yay.
So any questions?
So there is a weekly planner, weekly, monthly, yearly planner. Any suitable app?
What?
Is it?
This weekly, monthly, yearly planning.
Yes.
Is there any app? Because a lot of apps are there. Any suitable app to handle this?
There are,
I
I
don't-
think.
there was, I had researched one and found it. Just give me a day or two, I'll get back to you on it. Because I'm
Okay.
not, I mean, I've been using that physical planner for so long. I actually would urge you, don't go for these electronic planners. It's better to write it down and do it, you know that? Because every time you strike out an item, you get energy. The only thing I would, you could invest in a little voice recorder. A lot of times we remember something while driving and all, and then we forget to write it down. So you can immediately make a voice note on your phone or something. The idea is, we sometimes don't capture a lot of ideas. Suddenly
Yes.
you are driving, you think, oh, I have to do that. Now you never put it in your to-do list or your planner. It's gone forever. And suddenly you'll remember after 5 days, oh, I had to do this. So that is the only electronic thing I would recommend. You can use the phone to make those voice notes. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I promise you, if you start keeping the physical, what we used to call the planner, so you get these planners with the weekly, monthly, annual, and daily pages, and one page for each day should be there. And there's one more thing which I was trying to teach Faisal, and I'll teach you also. If you are dealing with multiple people, no? Suppose you're dealing with multiple people. Let's say there are 20 people that you deal with. Make one page for each person.
For each person, yeah.
Right? So whenever you are having a meeting or a phone call with that person, everything that you have to discuss with that person should be there on that one page. You'll see that it really works well for two reasons. One, that fellow, suppose, what happens with most of us, we assign a task to someone and then we forget all about it. So we don't have a reminder that when are we going to remind him? And we don't have a reminder, okay, when am I going to ask him that the job is done or not? And people have a very bad habit. They'll never inform you if the job is not done, and they'll never inform you if the job is done also. Okay, this is one of the bad habits people have. So if you have everything on one paper, next time you meet him, it is there already in your calendar, talk to so-and-so on such and such day. And all the items for that fellow is written. Okay, so you try this out, it works wonders. One page for one person.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, the new age kids use the apps, of course, but I think for us more relevant is having that physical, I would say, and
Look,
partly we may use the digital also, but the primary
Well-
could be the physical one.
you can
Hey,
try
I
both
use-
and see which one works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That OneNote used to be a good thing.
Google Calendar also is still an option. So,
I
Yes.
use Google Calendar for daily tasks.
right.
At least weekly I can plan very important, like a today meeting and that kind of meetings and things I put it there.
Yeah, it's not a bad option. Yeah.
So still, let me do some R&D on that. I'll
Yeah.
check out 2-3 of these digital planners and see which one is. It should be easy to use. Okay.
Correct.
Otherwise, you spend so much time trying to figure it out, then you end up not using it. Okay, so
Right.
that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's enough for today, and we are back next week. And somebody please remind me to put this thing on your group so you can refer to it whenever you want. I'll put a PDF version, so you can just use that to revise whatever. And then we are available to answer all your questions. Right. All right. Good night. Thank you very much. And those of you, yes.
It's a good to great programs. Today's session, can we have a video recording for at least 1 or 2 days? So,
Sir, the video recording is always available on my YouTube channel.
okay,
So it will be there tomorrow morning.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Plus, I'm going to give you this presentation also, na?
Yes.
So both will be available. Don't worry.
Thank
So
you so
this
much.
is default. All recordings are there. Only thing is that these good to great recordings are private.
Correct.
Yeah. So I will urge you not to share them.
Yeah, we will not. will not share.
Okay. Okay. Righto. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.